Okay, so we're gonna talk about the Solstice event, which, if you don't know, it's the bonfire bash thing in the tower. That's what this is. It's part of the Solstice event. We're not gonna talk about the seal and all that nonsense. You know, this stuff right here. We're not gonna talk about this. This stuff, separate problem. Not even gonna get over it. It is so stupid what they do with that. But we're not gonna get into that. We're gonna get on to these bounties purely in the quest. So the quest requires you to get 100 of each material. Doesn't sound that bad, right? It's 100 material. Seems like it'd be pretty easy. But then you come and look down here, and you see three things instantly. One, there's these. Okay, so there's this thing here, which requires 5 to reset. We've got gray and green, and then we'll also have a gold. Okay, so that's one thing. That's a cool thing. You have bounties that are different colors that reward different things. Oh, look, down rewards 50. We also have a reset bunny. That's 2. Button, that's 2. And then 3, we see, oh, we don't get the armor until we get the 100. It's not, oh, the armor will drop. It'll only drop once you get the 100 of each material. Which is like, what? Why? But then you realize, holy shit, it costs 5 from this, and 1, 2, and 5. And you're like, okay, well, 1 makes sense, 2 is like, okay, makes sense. But then we're like, oh, 5? What the fuck? And they're like, okay, whatever, it's not a big deal. Then we're like, oh, we gotta reset with 5. And then you go do the activity. Let's say you want the weapons, right? You do the activity. You get 7 per completion. I don't know if the armor helps. I doubt it helps. But if it does, someone let me know in the comments, because I haven't gotten that far. I haven't done enough of this, because I've been doing First Ascendant. But from the little bit I have done, which I've done a few runs, I didn't realize at first, I don't know if a lot of you realize, but your forge is actually in your inventory. It's not in Eva Levante. You don't have to go to her constantly. You go into your inventory. You see the quest here. You just go down to the second one right here, and it's right here. I didn't realize this at first. Didn't really tell me it at first. I wasn't really paying attention to the beginning quest. Maybe it did. I wasn't really excited for Solstice because I figured it would be shit. And I realized it's kind of shit, kind of better, but shit as well. So yeah. Anyways, didn't know. That's how you do it easily. You can grab in the middle of missions or anything, which is cool. I like that part of it. But then you learn, if you go online and learn, like I don't have it here, but you can see, these gold ones guarantee the weapons. Double perked weapons, but it's not guaranteed to be double. It's guaranteed to be 1 column double, and then you might have a chance at a second column double. Which, ain't that big of a deal, I guess. It's kind of annoying, but it's not the end of the world. So, whoop-de-doo. But that only happens once you unlock all of these, which cost 100 each. Which, the effective way would be doing these. You go do whatever these say, you get 50 per thing, it takes you 2 per each one. That requires a total of 25 silver leaves. Relatively easy to get 25, no issue. Then you can grab all of these and do what you need to do with them. And turn them into armor, and then you can unlock the double. Pretty easy. But it requires you to stay out of the activity. If you were farming for the weapons, you don't really want to leave the activity, because you want to be in the activity as much as possible to try to get the weapons. But then you're like, oh, so if I unlock all these, they increases double perks, right? They get double perks in the drops. No, double perks only come from the bounties, and that's where a problem starts to set in. These bounties want you to go specifically. These ones guarantee. The gold ones guarantee, the green ones have a chance. From what I've heard, it's about 50-50. Some people say they never see it drop from the green, and some people say they see it every few. So it's really inconsistent. So no one really, I don't know if anyone's ever figured out the numbers yet for it or not, because it's the first week, but it's very inconsistent. The gold ones guarantee it though, and they're double perks, like I said, but not always double, which sucks, but again, whoop-de-doo. Bungie for you. But it requires you to completely unlock all the armor on the character, all of it, which requires you to get the 100. Well, if you want to go do the gold ones and get 50 per thing, which is fine, it requires you to do other activities. But to do that effectively, you have to reset constantly. And there's no guarantee you're going to get what you want when you reset, because it costs 5 per reset. So, best example is like these, right? I don't want the orb ones. The orb ones suck. We got Strand, which is fine. But I constantly was getting these and then Void. Void on the Hunter sucks, in my opinion. It's the worst one. Solar, Strand, Stasis, and Arc is the best one to get done for Hunter. The Void one is kind of shit, which is weird I say that, but it is. Tether is not working correctly with it, at least from what I can tell. I used a Tether, killed a whole bunch of ads in the Tether, and they weren't counting as Void kills for some reason. And yes, I was using a Void ability, Smoke or Grenade. They just don't seem to be getting a lot of progress. That could be a bug on my end. It could be a bug on other people's end as well. I don't know. fuck if I know. I'm not going to try to dissect it. I'm just going to tell you simply. All the other elements are 1,000 times easier to get kills with and quickly than the Void. Every time it's any of the other elements, I can get it done in one match, all 5 bounties. And ever it's this, the Void, it takes like several because it just doesn't want to care. It's just a pain in my ass. Weapon ones, obviously, as well, you can use, and the weapon ones are really easy too because they're weapons, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so if you get 7 per completion, so that's what you get. So when you complete the activity, if you're farming for weapons, you should complete the activity. You get 7 per completion. Well, it takes 5 to reset. You really should never go for a gray one, in truth. It should only be for the green ones. Because the gray ones are just, well, to put it simply, trash. 5 versus 15, I mean, there's a big obvious difference there. That's a 10 difference. Not worth your time, 5 versus 15. But there are times when you only get gray. I've had it before where it's all 3 gray, which I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but it's all 3 gray. And that doesn't work out very well. Kind of a problem. So you have to reset again, right? Because you're like, okay, that's dumb. I'm not wasting my time with that. A 5 versus a 15. 10 more, that's way better. You reset. There goes 5 of yours right then. Now you have 2 left to buy a green. But let's say you get a green like, I don't know, orbs, or which suck, or Void subclass, which like I said, it seems to be bugged or something. Maybe if you use Spectral, it'll work fine. I didn't use Spectral. I'm not going to use Spectral in PvE. It's ad clearing thing, so it could work, but I'd rather just use any of the other elements, and it just absolutely dominate the field. So, just saying, that's my opinion on that. But yeah, so you only have 2 left, so if you don't get the right ones you want again, you only have 2 left, so you can't reset. So you have to buy again. You have to either buy the one that you don't want to buy, it's trash, or you just have to suck it up and buy the shitty one that you don't really want to buy either, like this one, the Void one. But then, you have to do it for all 5 of these, which means not only do you have to get multiple, you have to get multiple of multiple. Which, what I mean by that is, you have to get either multiple 2s on all of them, multiple 1s, or save up and get all of them into gold, and it just take 2 gold each, which is a lot easier. But again, it requires you to do other activities, which does waste time and means your farming could be slower. And again, yes, it'd make it quicker, so you unlock the weapons instantly for double perks, but they only really drop from the gold ones, it seems, because they're guaranteed, and they're not guaranteed shit, so kind of rip. RNG is fine and all, but when you have a system like this, it's kind of shit. It should, once you unlock all the armor, what should happen, is once you unlock all the armor, you should unlock the ability to have double perks drop on the weapons. Then, it gives you a special quest at the end. After this, it'll give you another quest line. And if you do all those quests, which will be in each slot as well, then it allows you to get another perk on a weapon to drop. Guaranteed another perk. Or at least a chance at it, like Crucible weapons, right? They have a chance of dropping multiple perks the more you reset, right? Do it like that. That would be cool. It should be something like that, where you have a chance of getting more and more perks. Not, oh, I have to do this specific bounty to get a chance at it. Or, well, a chance here and then a guarantee here, and it's not even guaranteed shit. And it only comes from the bounties and not the activities. So, like, why doesn't it come from the activities? I don't understand that. That's confusing to me. It's the activity. The thing should be go and do the activity, get better loot. Not go and do some other activity and get better loot. But only one better loot, not multiple. I'm sorry, but to me that is stupid. I don't understand why they think that's a good idea. And I get it. People want other ways of getting it. Well, guess what? You want other ways to get it. There's your other ways to get it. You have other ways right here to get it. These don't have to be done in the activity. In the Bonfire Bash, you do not have to do any of these bounties in Bonfire Bash. Period. You can go do them anywhere, so you never have to touch the activity. But if you want the weapons, you should be touching the activity because it's the best way to get the weapons. Even though they are massively balanced towards the bow, unfortunately. But still, if you go and do this, you're doing this once an hour, once 20 minutes, because like this one's a GM, or doing a night, or doing a raid, a dungeon or something. You have to do 3 encounters in the dungeon. I don't know about the raid one, but there's a raid one. I don't know if it's complete a raid or do an encounter and raid. I don't know. I haven't seen that one yet, so I don't know. But yeah, it's like, why do I have to go do other activities to get a weapon for this activity? And those activity weapons that drop from the activity don't have double perks, but the weapons that drop from these bounties that require me to go do other activities does. Fine, you want to do it that way, cool, but also make it where the weapons from the actual activity drop double plus perks. Hell, I figured we were going to get an EVA vendor. The fact that they made all these updates to Xur and everything, I thought EVA was going to drop and be a vendor that has a reset rank. And every time you reset her rank, she would drop more and more perks, like Crucible and other things. I thought that's how this would work. But unfortunately, they didn't do that, which would have been the smartest play they could have done. Eva should have her own ranking, and for each one, and you can level up that rank. It's that simple. And every time the event comes around, she saves her engrams that you earn, she saves the points you earn and stuff, and adds more and more perks to the pool. It's that simple. And then, so let's say this event, Solstice, comes out next year, right, Solstice? You still keep the rank you had. The difference is, though, the new weapon won't get it until you reset. That's all they do, is the new weapons will require you to farm the reset. So then you have an insanely high reset if you play a lot, so you can show it off if you want to, or just be like, yeah, look at my reset. But then you also have all the old weapons right away dropping multiple perks, because you've earned that, and the new weapons you have to earn again. It's that simple. I don't know why they're not doing this. It's that simple. In my opinion, it is so simple how they could fix this. The reset rank system is actually really good if they did it right. Which they did it good for Crucible, Vanguard, and Gambit, but they didn't do it good for anything else. Everything that should apply to. The more works. Banshee. I think it's Banshee, right? Yeah, Banshee, right? He's the gunsmith. He should get it. I don't know why he doesn't get it. He should get an upgrade. Every time he reset his rank, his weapons should have multiple perks. It's not like it's impossible to do. They obviously proven they can do it. And hell, they can just make the weapons that drop from his inventory. So you grab them from his inventory and have double perks. They don't even have to make it where the double perks come from world drops. Which would be cool if it did drop from world drops double as well. But they don't have to. It'd still be decent. So this is the problem right now, is their loot system is shit because they're doing stuff like this. It requires you to do these bounties effectively. You do the activity. You do these bounties activity. 7 per thing, which means you can only buy 2 2s and 3 3s. To have enough to be able to buy it. And if you ever want to reset, then you never can buy a bounty. You have to go farm something else to get enough silver leaves. It's a bonus to get silver leaves from something else. It should not be a requirement to go do something else to get an effective silver leaves farm. So either one of two things. Every time you have an armor piece equipped, it increases the amount of silver leaves you get, as well as increases your loot. I think that's how this should work. So silver leaves, right? Let's say you have 1 piece of gear on. So instead of getting 7, you get 8. So it just goes up by 1, right? You get 2 pieces, it goes to 10. It goes up by 2. Then you go up to 11, right? You get 11. Hear me out. It goes to 11, right? For 3 pieces. Then you have 4 pieces. It goes to 13. Then you have quest item for this one. For this on as well. This counts for more and you get up to 20 per completion. Minimal. And it has a chance to give you more even. Hell, if you have weapons equipped as well, it gives you a higher chance to get more of them or something. Like, the weapons should benefit the activity. The armor should benefit the activity. Or, they can go around the loot, around the way of loot. So, 1 piece of armor gives you an extra gun. 2 gives you 2. 3 gives you 3. 4 gives you 4. 5 gives you 5 pieces. Or make it 6 just because, you get that 1 extra piece on. So that way you have a reason to go in farming loot, and you get extra guns and stuff. I think that's the problem here, is the reason why most people don't like these activities, because there's no benefit. All this is cosmetic. Yes, you can farm and get higher stat rolled ones, but you can do that from the helm. You can go farm the helm for easy high stat roll armor without much effort. You can go to any dungeon, farm artifice armor. Yes, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but hey, dungeons are relatively easy, and a lot of them have artifice armor. There's a few that aren't, sadly, have a master version, which I hope one day they would do, but they probably won't. But yeah. That's my point. This is mostly about the weapons. Yes, the armor's cool, but you like the armor because of the way it looks, not because of its stats. So what do you usually do? You have good stat armor, you turn it into a cosmetic. Because there's better places to get better armor. Why would you waste your time farming the armor here? Why not just farm the cosmetic part of it, which is just getting the armor unlocked? And as far as I know, that's a majority of what people do, is farm it until they unlock it to get the cosmetic effect, and then they just go to farm weapons, or they just don't touch it at all because they don't care about the weapons. And that's the thing. Bungie's building this around armor, which is cool, but they're not building around weapons. And to me, that is their mistake. The weapons are what matter the most. The armor is pointless. It's just cosmetic. Now, if they made the armor give a better effect and had random rolled effects where some of them would give you more weapon, some would give you more materials, some would give you alloy stuff, like something like that, I like that they added new material. I think that's half the problem of the game is there's not enough material to farm for. That's why you die out quickly. Look at First Descendant. I don't even know how many armor or type of material types they have, but it's fun, it's enjoyable. You play different activities, you get different rewards, you find stuff you like, you find out, hey, I can farm this material and I also can get a bonus to get something that will end up giving me something brand new weapon or brand new descendant eventually. And that's what Bungie needs to do, and I think that's what they were trying to do here. They just didn't finish it properly. The armor is pointless. It's cosmetic only. Bungie, please just make it where it has a purpose. Give us a reason to wear the armor. Like, look at the seasonal stuff, right? We have seasonal stuff that gives us benefits. Those benefits are kind of shit most of the time, but it gives us benefits. So why don't they make it where these give benefits? I don't get where the cutoff there is happening. I don't know if it's two different teams working on seasonal and event stuff. I assume it is. And they're just not communicating at all or something, or these people aren't playing the game. I don't know. And no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is some sort of benefit wearing this armor this season. I don't know, but I haven't seen a single video of anyone talking about it, so I assume there's not a single benefit to wearing the armor other than its prettiness, which personally I don't think is really nice looking. But that's just my opinion. That doesn't mean it's not. It just means I don't like it. I think the activity is purely for the weapons. It should be focused around the weapons. And the armor should be focused to getting you the weapons or the material to get the weapons. It's that simple. There should be boss. Hell, at one point there were bosses, secret bosses to kill. I don't know why they took that out. It'd be cool if they still left those secret bosses in and they gave you more, a bonus to the silver leaves. That'd be cool, right? You go kill the boss, you get silver leaf bonus. That'd be kind of nice. Just saying. Or you get an armor alloy, random armor alloy. I like there's different alloys. It requires you to farm more. I just don't think how they did this is the right way to do it. It doesn't feel good enough. It feels like a base. I think they should have brought the original armor sets like they did originally, how they did it. You could upgrade that armor. I think they should put that armor on, right? Put that there. Then done this. So when you wear the armor pieces, you get that element alloy, the armor alloy to drop that you need. Either chest, gauntlets, whatever. When you wear that piece, you get that piece to drop at the end. So when the activity ends, that's what you get. And the more kills you get with it on, so that way it forces you to actually wear it, and people will be upset about that, but it'll actually mean you use it, the more material you'll get of that material. So you can't just switch it on at the end and you get a little bit. You only get a little. If you switch it on the end, you get a tiny bit. But if you switch it on at the beginning and use it for the whole thing, the more kills will charge it up, and it'll be like a level system. Every time it levels up, it gives you a bunch of material, and then the game ends, and it calculates how many kills you got while that armor was equipped. So if you just need specifically one material, you get a lot of it. If you need other material, it'll spread it out a bit. But yeah, like, these are some simple ideals, but I feel like would make this a lot better. I think they went a decent way here. I think this was a good way to go. I just don't think the bounty system was a good way to go. Or if they're going to use the bounty system like this, have it as extra, not as the main event. Have it as the extra bit, not the main section. And that's what I think the problem is. It's the main thing. It's required to get the armor to do this way. And I think that's a big flaw. That's my opinion. I'm just saying. Sorry the video's a rant. I'm sorry I'm bitching about it. People will be like, oh, you're always bitching about stuff. I want this game to be better than it is, because if you've seen the numbers, like a lot of people have talked about, this game is dying. And what we've heard coming is not going to save this game. And I want this game to be saved, because this is still my favorite game. I want it to come back. And I think some of these changes I've mentioned throughout the last few weeks would make that difference. I don't think it's only what they need. There's more to it, but there's a baseline to start working on. And I think it would bring a lot of people back. That's just my opinion. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment what you think. Tell me in the comments, you think I'm wrong, you think this is the best system they've had, you like this system a lot. I mean, if you like the bounty system, cool. If you don't, let me know in the comments. Y'all have a good day. We out. Adios. Let me know what you feel.